A Pirate's Life, Real Stories on the High Seas, written and narrated by me, Andrew Mencher. Ahoy, mateys! Let me tell you the tales of some of the most iconic pirates in history. During the golden age of piracy, the seas were bustling with daring swashbucklers in search of riches and the thrill of perilous expeditions. The freedom of the open sea created a world with no rules and a place where scallywags could chart their own course. Join me on a voyage through the chronicles of pirate lore, where every legend has a story to tell. Calico Jack. The most colorful pirate ever to sail the Caribbean Sea was Calico Jack. He wore flashy garments and absolutely loved adventure. With his trusty crew, which included 2 famous female pirates, he set out to discover hidden treasure. He had a real skill for plundering small sailboats known as sloops and turning them into fearsome vessels. With his legendary Jolly Roger Skull and Bones flag fluttering in the wind, he would strike fear in all who crossed his path. Zhang Yi Sao. Before she became the most successful female pirate in history, Zhang Yi Sao lived a simple life by the shores of the South China Sea. It wasn't until she married a notorious marauder that fate would take a drastic turn. She swiftly adjusted to life on the high seas, becoming a leading commander of one of the largest pirate fleets in history. With each triumph, her name resonated across the seas, solidifying her place as a true titan of maritime lore. Blackbeard. Decorated with smoldering fuses to panic his enemies, Blackbeard was ruthless and a menace of the Caribbean. His name was Edward Teach, but his dramatic, larger-than-life-size appearance would earn him his famous nickname. His flagship was a French merchant vessel that he captured and renamed Queen Anne's Revenge. He armed it with cannons and a merciless crew, transforming it into a formidable pirate ship used to defy the English monarchy. William Dampier. William Dampier was the first person to circumnavigate the world 3 times and was also the first Englishman to set foot in Australia. He was a pirate explorer, and he loved to sail the seas in search of treasure beyond riches. His gold came in the form of discovering distant lands and diverse cultures. He mapped out geographical terrains and charted navigation routes in treacherous waters. His findings would captivate readers and inspire future explorers. Grace O'Malley. Known as the Sea Queen of Connaught, Grace O'Malley was born for piracy. She was well respected by her crew and her enemies, often outsmarting them with her mastery of maritime strategy. Her tactics secured her dominance of the Irish Sea. With the ability to unite her rivals, she forged a powerful naval force to control key trade routes and defend Ireland against English rule. She is celebrated in songs, stories, and poems, ensuring her legacy throughout history. Black Caesar. The tale of Black Caesar is veiled in a mix of fact and fiction. He was a mysterious figure who ruled the islands of the Florida Keys. Allegedly, he emerged from slavery, swiftly rising to stardom as a clever yet ruthless pirate. He lured unsuspecting ships into his grasp by constructing a false lighthouse on Elliott Key, leaving them stranded on the reef. He and his mates would then swarm the victim ships and seize all of their silver, burying it where it still remains today. Captain Kidd. Originally hired by the English to combat enemies, Captain Kidd became intrigued by the thrill of piracy. He set sail on many grand voyages on his mighty ship, the Adventure Galley, inspiring countless treasure hunts throughout the world. He ruled the Indian Ocean, controlling the trade routes used by the East India Company. Along with his merry band of buccaneers, Captain Kidd seized spices, silks, gold, and silver that would amount to a wealth beyond imagination. Chung Po Sai. Chung Po Sai was the son of a humble fisherman, but was kidnapped by Zheng Yi Sao when he was just 15 years old. He was adopted into her family, received an education in naval strategy, and became the most feared pirate in Chinese history. He formed strategic alliances with other pirates, eventually employing hundreds of ships and thousands of crew members. It was under his leadership that the Red Flag Fleet became a dominant force in the South China Sea. Mary Read. Disguised as a man, Mary Read was determined to become a courageous sailor and talented fighter. She served on a ship in the British military that was raided by pirates. They captured the crew and the cargo, but allowed Mary to join them. Her true gender remained a secret, but she later revealed herself to Anne Bonny in Calico Jack. United in their rebellion and thirst for freedom, they established one of the most renowned alliances ever witnessed in the Caribbean. Henry Morgan. Henry Morgan was a brilliant military leader and privateer. He posed a serious threat to the Spanish because, with the English government's permission, he could attack their ships and steal their riches, along with vast amounts of rum. He may have been a part of the brigade that seized Jamaica from the Spanish, but he made many contributions to the island. He invested in sugar plantations, helping to make Port Royal one of the wealthiest ports in the New World. Anne Bonny. During a time when men ruled the seas, there were few female pirates, but among them stood a fierce warrior, Anne Bonny. She displayed extreme courage, and her rebellious spirit led to countless victories alongside her male counterparts. Her voyage into piracy began when she met Calico Jack in the Bahamas. Her bravery impressed him so much that he allowed her command of his ship. Their shared victories solidified their bond as comrades and also as lovers. Thank you for listening to my book about a pirate's life, Real Stories on the High Seas. Visit me at www.kidslearnbooks.com. See you next time.